Good day, everybody. Second video. If you watched the first one, thank you so much. And as you can see here, I'm on my other machine, not the Windows 10, turned into a soft PLC via the CODESYS, and it's just a blank IDE right now. I don't have any projects or anything. Whenever I downloaded this and set some settings up to where I like it to start blank. There's all types of options. You can come in here and CODESYS is a very great tool. But you can come in the tools, you can go to options, and you can customize everything. So if you like to use CFC, you can change some of the settings in here for that. Um, and your function block diagram, ladder, you can show your network titles, box icons, things of that nature. You can PLC open XML for exporting and importing a lot, depending upon what libraries, conversions. It's pretty powerful stuff. And you can also come down here to smart coding, which I like as declare unknown automatically, auto declare in structured text. I bounce in between structured text, ladder, and function block diagram, depending upon what it is that's easier and more efficient for me to use. And then I also like to click list components after typing a dot. So that way I don't have to remember them or go. I can just kind of select them like most all other controllers. And you can say convert automatically to uppercase. Uh, and Coda says uppercase or lowercase. It doesn't really matter. Where I know in Allen Bradley and some other controllers that they do matter. Your text editor here, if you're structured text and that's your weapon of choice when coding, you can come in here and you can choose a theme of default or dark. And if you choose the dark, only the text editor will be that. So, which would be this window, this big gray box here, and everything else is going to end up being white. I think CODESYS is working on a whole dark mode thing. I know a lot of people in the community have been asking about it, but we'll see. For now, I'm just going to kind of leave it as a default, and we're going to go ahead and get started here. You can click this icon here for new project, or you can go to file and say new project. So when we open it up, we're just going to, you know, let's just call this YouTube 1 for our first project. And we're going to do a standard project or HMI projects or empty projects. We're just going to start out with a basic, simple, standard project. And so now it's going to ask us our device. Well, our device is, we just did that. This is that we installed that CODESYS Control Win version 3 64-bit CODESYS or soft PLC. But as you can see here, you have other real-time, different licenses, soft motions. If you've got any other devices that you normally work with, I work a lot with Weedmuller and IFM. So if you've got some other things in there that you do, your first PLC PRG, this is a kind of a standard thing with CODESYS. They kind of just load in you can rename this or do anything you want. You can pick whatever what IEC language that you want to start out in. Mostly everybody here in America does ladder logic, so I'll just we'll put ladder logic and we'll click OK and get started. And this is really this simple. And so now you can see our project tree, our device, and you can rename this device if you want. And we have no variables in here. We have our one task, and that's pretty much it. And set to a priority 1. Our library manager is just a basic standard library systems in here, and that's it. As you'll notice down here on your installs, where I'm going to make a video dealing with persistent variables and how I like to do them. But you'll see this, we have a POU where you can just see your programs. And then we have this modules section. And then it kind of opens up this other composer toolbar. And then you'll get this composer menu here. In order to get this, what you want to do is you'll go to view and you'll just go to modules. And then those options here will be available to you. So when I ended the last video, I talked about how once the the IPC, or in our case, my old Windows 10 desktop machine. What what we did was, the it's running the the service is running right now, right? Our soft PLC. So you can come here and we have our gateway, and I'm just going to scan network, and that is the name right there of the device that's running. And so it's available for us to connect and download to. So we're going to say okay. And it says, oh, we need mandatory user management. So we're going to have to do that. So let's just do a simple one here. So let's do YouTube. And it's going to be an administrator account, and set your password, whatever it is you want it to be. So whenever you go to log on to this thing, or need to make program changes or anything like that, it's going to ask you to type in this password in order to be able to do that. So we're going to click OK, and it's going to ask us to log in a few times. Oh, no, it did once that time. So now we can see that it is active. We got our green lights, and we're there and available to do that. And we can do a login right here and log into the PLC with just nothing in there, and download a project if we want. So we can also do that, or you can click online and go to login. I just like using the shortcut menus, and then as a log out, start the PLC, stop the PLC, and then you have an online configuration mode, and everything else in here. So we can just go ahead and log on right now. It says the application does not exist on a device. Do you want to create it and proceed with a download? So yeah, let's go ahead and do that. And so now it's going to go down here. Obviously, our project is super small. We have no errors because there's nothing there. Our messages, say this is what we did. It's downloading, and these green arrows up here show that our application, we are online with it, but we are not running. As we can see down here where it says stopped. So the PLC is stopped. So you can hit the play button, and now the PLC is running. And that's it, folks. That's that easy to get started. Your communication's good. You've got a blank project in there, and you can go offline with it right now, and you can start programming. Like, let's say we're going to need a global variable list. So you can come down here, and, or if we wanted to, if we were going to put, like uh, an Ethernet port for Ethernet IP, we would come here and we would say add device, and then this opens up, and here's all your adapters. So we could, there's an Ethernet adapter on the PC there, so we're gonna say we're gonna add that, right? And so our IP address for that thing is 1.9, and then it's going to ask you which one that you want, and we can see here that it's going to be 1.9. So whenever you do this, especially for Ethernet IP or anything, you're going to have to point to something, whichever one it's connected to. And so we're going to click OK on that. So now that's saved in there. And anytime especially if we make a change like that, we're going to need to do a download again. But before we do that, let's go ahead and add a global variable list. So obviously it's global. If you're a heavy Allen Bradley user and you're looking for an alternative, this would kind of be like your global quote unquote tags and your controller tags. So you can name this list anything that you want, and you can put multiples of these in there. You can just leave it standard. That's what I do for GVL, and just click add. I'll get into this attribute thing later in other videos, but you really don't need it for most basic stuff. So I just delete that, and then we can create a variable right now. Let's just say we're going to do a start, and this is a Boolean value. And how CODESYS does that is you can type in whatever you want here. So I'll just say start because we'll do a simple like we're gonna start a motor, right? And this is a Boolean value. If we wanted to do a timer, we could say run timer, and then you would just do ton, and that's how you would declare that variable. And then, but most of the time I put the timers inside the project, so I'm just trying to give an example on like how you would do that. So then we have motor running. That's going to be a Boolean. And then we're probably going to have an HMI. So HMI light. And in CODESYS and a lot of the manuals, uh, designators, if you wanted to, because you won't always see this, you could put like a small X, for that, or B for Boolean, or I for an input, Q for an output, uh, in front of here, depending upon if you're setting up your architecture or your standard programming on how you do things in your business. But just for simple videos, we'll just leave it like this, and we're going to go ahead and save our project. And then now we'll download this. And that was pretty quick. And now we're just going to download. So now we can see that our Ethernet is working, and we have the little green arrows of life. Our task is running, even though we don't have any code in here. So this is just kind of going on and on and on. We don't have any variables in here yet. And that's about it for the first start on how to download your project and get all the communication set up with CODESYS. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you like it, click the like button. If not, leave a comment. Don't like it. Whatever it is you want to do. So hopefully y'all ever have a great day. Peace, love, and happiness. Talk to y'all later.